But my favorite one is this passive one, because then the client gets to just completely relax, and then you do the stretching for them. So I don't know which one it is, but we'll do both. Okay, so you're gonna straighten out this leg, and your only job is to keep your hips square on the mat. Then I'm gonna come onto the mat with her, and I'm going to face her, which sounds really silly, but that's important, because if you're not facing her, number one, you're not going to be able to see if she's like, ah, that's enough. And number two, it just gives you the right angle to press to get the most effective stretch. So then I'm just going to relax your shoulders though. I'm just going to take her knee and I'm going to press it across her body. So I'm going diagonally across her body, pressing her right knee, in this case, towards her left shoulder. And then when I feel it I kind of feel the tension, and I kind of see her face go like, yeah, that's enough, I'm going to stop. Now, if she wants a little more, but because I feel the tension here, I'm stopping this way, but then I'm going to take her foot and I'm going to press it into external rotation of her hip, and then it's usually like bang, like that's it. Like it's very, very specific for the piriformis. Feel it? Is it too much?
No.
But she's not having to do anything, and it's a little, I think, less aggressive than pigeon, because in pigeon, gravity's pressing us down, so it's hard to be like very mindful about where you stop. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and do the other side too. But often I get asked, well, what's the difference between that one and the figure 4 stretch? Can you just show us figure 4? Maybe reach your hands through and hold your right thigh. Yeah, sorry. No, you were right. You were right. I apologize. This is good, but this is more glutes in general, whereas the one I just showed you was very specific for the piriformis muscle. Okay, and then the way she can do it herself, it's not quite as effective because it's nice to have someone doing it passively, but go ahead and lengthen this leg out again. Hold your knee here and your ankle with this hand, and then you basically try to do the same thing I did. So you're going to pull your knee to your opposite shoulder, and then once you feel resistance, pull your ankle in. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
It's good, but not as good as when someone did it for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so to do that same stretch that we just did with a partner, but maybe you don't have a partner, the way you can do this one on your own, you're just going to lie down on your back. I'm going to stretch my left piriformis, so my right leg is out straight. I'm going to pull my left knee into my chest, turn my leg into external rotation of the hip. My left hand's on my knee, my right hand's on my ankle, and I'm gently pulling my left knee across my body towards my right shoulder. When I feel it doesn't want to go anymore, I can either stay there if that's enough, or I can get more into the piriformis by pulling my foot towards me, which will put my hip into more external rotation, and then I'll feel it right at my piriformis muscle. So I'm basically doing the same thing as we did in the partner stretch, but without a partner. Actually be on the back of the chair, so you're good right where you're at. Am I right? Yeah, and then you're going to put your leg up in like a pigeon position. So if people are super flexible, like you are, ideally we want parallel shin with the front of the chair, right? Back foot, can you put your heel down? Is there any way? Yeah, that way she can get a calf stretch too. If you're too short for that, you can put something under your back heel, which is what the gal in the book's doing because she's really tiny, so she couldn't reach the floor. Hands on the pedals. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine, and then take an exhale and just fold forward over it. I think this feels really nice. Now, is that the same hip that was pinching for you?
Yeah.
Okay, and is it pinching here?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah. So you guys heard her question, right? That she didn't feel the other one. So sometimes this works better for certain people. And then come on up. And if they do not have, I'm going to have you do the other side, but show a modification. If it's someone that can't do that beautiful hip rotation, and they're like this, and maybe their knee hurts, what you can do is put a ball there, put your knee on the ball, and then you'll let your foot be there, and then kind of do it that way. And that feels better with people that have a knee issue and or not as much flexibility in the hip. It's kind of like, you know how in yoga when you do pigeon, and I don't know if you guys do a lot of yoga, and they say if you can't do it, put a block under your hip. That's basically kind of what we're doing here. Okay, so another version of the piriformis stretch we did on the one-to-chair. Not everyone has a one-to-chair or a Pilates studio, so you can use like a bed, your bed, or if you have some sort of table or workout bench that's about this height, and you do the same idea. So I'm just going to put my leg up in a pigeon type position, and I'm going to just lean forward until I feel the stretch right here in my piriformis. And if that tweaks your knee at all, or you just don't have the hip mobility, it's okay to do it with the foot back more at an angle here if you feel that in your piriformis that way. Okay, and then maybe everyone's favorite, one of mine for sure, is the pigeon stretch in yoga. So love getting there from downward dog is a nice way to kind of first lift the leg up. You don't have to do that, but then it's nice to be able to just kind of swing it forward. Again, you're going to get a deeper stretch if you have the flexibility to have your shin parallel to the front of the mat. But if you don't, it's okay to have it back here. But basically with pigeon, you want to be upright first and lengthen, and then exhale and just fold forward on the mat. So if you don't have this much hip flexibility where you can't get the leg parallel and or you're way up here like this because your hips are tight, you can take a yoga block or maybe a firm pillow, put it underneath your hips, underneath your hip, and then do the pigeon stretch. In this modified version, you'll still really feel it here.